I swear to God, I swear to God, if something is still wrong, I'm gonna kill myself. I guess I'll find out after we're done.
Audio's working.
Good. Good. Good.
But one day, something strange happened. Stanley was receiving no more messages on his screen.
Hmm.
Instead, he got a package and an instruction on the screen that now, instead of pushing buttons, he'd be pulling triggers.
I nearly grabbed my controller and then I forgot. Oh, right.
It's not Halo.
Oh my God, where is it? It's
Are
somewhere
you
on
trying to
this.
find your mouse?
No, I'm trying to find the game.
Steam
Oh,
has a
there it
search
is.
function.
Oh yeah, it does.
You can even type. You can even press the letter on your keyboard and it jump to the.
Oh yeah. I didn't think of that.
Do you think?
Oh God, it's going in full screen. No, 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 no. Don't do that, please. I gotta get rid of this as soon as possible.
You're.
Not respect. There it is. I genuinely
Okay.
hate full screen.
So in source games, if you right click them, and then do the handy dandy.
Um, there we go. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Ooh. Ah! Okay, there we go. That took a minute for the monitors to not freak the fuck out still.
This is a more than 2 monitor issue. Just get rid of them.
No. I like my unnecessary amount of monitors.
I could play Sonic 4 on all 5 monitors.
I probably should have set this up before the stream. I am also
No.
very, very lazy and kind of forgot to do it.
It's not gonna ask you for the time. Genuinely, I started up Ultra Deluxe. I set the time because oh, I thought this was because the first time it appears just legit,
Mm.
and then oh, when I launched it the second time,
I totally know what I'm doing. I swear. Why does it default to having capture cursor checked? I never got that. I never understood that. Why would you want that by default? There we go. That's probably good enough. Wait, what? Sound quality high.
it's I think it's voices, how many sayings can be playing, and
Is this the
stuff.
highest? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, for that I highly recommend using your arrow keys.
Hmm. So I'm aiming to get all of the achievements except for the time-based ones. Because I can't get the Tuesday achievement because it's Wednesday. I guess
Do you
the
do you like how old you could tell the game is when you?
Yes. I
No,
guess
go back in the video.
Hmm?
Laptop power savings.
Oh God.
Did you even adjust any of that?
I did. I put it to 1920 by 1080 instead of whatever the hell it defaulted to.
I meant your graphics settings.
Oh.
What are you doing? Oh man, this guy does not put 16 anti-aliasing on. What the fuck?
It only has 8.
Or not that. I meant the filtering thing.
But
Yeah, anthroscopic.
multi-core rendering, God. This game is old.
Oh yes. Some source games don't even have that option.
Well, yeah,
They're
I
that
mean,
old.
well, I mean, yeah, like, to be fair, when shit like Half-Life 2 came out,
2004.
no consumer CPU had 2 cores. The Pentium D, I think, came out the year after. Aww. Yeah.
You have to enable that? I forgot.
Oh. I guess the first achievement I get, because I did look at them beforehand.
Is crashing the game?
Nope. Entering the game again.
Did you click quit?
I clicked quit and then started it back up,
Oh.
and I got the achievement. That's
Wait, what?
yeah.
I don't
It's an
remember that
achievement.
achievement.
It's you exit, then you go back in.
Oh.
So I just got 2 of 8. In like
What's the first one?
this.
What's this?
This.
Well, you got 2. How'd you get 2? That's what I meant.
So they're 2 separate achievements.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Take a look at my damn thing.
Oh, you got an achievement for getting an achievement, fool.
That's not in this one. That's in Ultra Deluxe.
No,
There's the
No.
achievement, and then there's Welcome Back.
Yeah, that's just what I said. You got an achievement for getting an achievement. Just share the stream.
Oh shit.
God damn it, Nikki.
What? What? That's what it is. There's the achievement you get by enabling this. Wrong thing. And then there's the achievement you get by exiting the game and going back in.
I don't use a walkthrough.
I'm not using a walkthrough. I just kind of glanced at one the other day. What? Not responding.
Did you press?
Start. No.
Don't press anything. Source. When source loads, you press nothing. Nothing.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he
I should
was
probably turn this
employee
down.
Number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427.
How long ago was
every
it
day,
when I did
every
Ultra Deluxe?
And although others might have
Never.
considered it soul-rending, Stanley
I did Ultra
relished
Deluxe.
every moment that the orders
I streamed Ultra Deluxe. You were
they
there.
have been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
Oh,
was happy.
too much of that non-existent
And then
weed.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Something was
Shocked,
very clearly
frozen
wrong.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
It was an easy one to get.
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
Jesus Christ.
I like these high DPI mice.
Artificial
All of his
DPI
coworkers were
mice.
gone. What could it mean? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
This game is amazing.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Point and click fan being amazed about clicking on things.
Did he say 437?
Yes.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
I am very easily amused.
Now, back to door number 437.
Object permanence, what's
Let's
that?
see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the
photocopy machine.
Hmm?
Oh, I'm saying what the
All
dialogue
right,
is.
back to
'cause I'm a
room
nerd.
417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Is he getting off on this?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh, God.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Hmm?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Jesus Christ.
You really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really? What were you thinking?
Look, it's Windows 3.1. Turned it off. You can't turn it back on.
Aww.
You can see solitaire on one of them. Oh, you want to see something fun?
Mm-hmm.
Type face punch on your keyboard. Everything turns into the fucking face punch logo. Don't play the entire game like this, or I'm gonna have like a seizure.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
Don't
open
play the
doors,
game
he
like
entered
this.
the door on his left.
Please type it again.
Fine.
Please turn it off. Look at how much better my eye strain is.
I am gonna play the whole game like this at least once
This
in the
was
stream.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Huh. Why is it dropping frames?
2060 Super Can video encode.
I think it's the internet. There we go.
Yes, really, really worth it
I
being
dropped
here
the-
in a room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
What
Really
the
worth it.
shit? Can't tell if that's on my end or if it's just Twitch acting up.
When working for the ISP doesn't get you anything.
I need to just get a flat Ethernet cable instead of relying on Wi-Fi.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty.
What's in the box?
Oh, is that it? Is he
I think
done?
the game's trying to send you a message.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was
so bad at following directions.
It's incredible it wasn't 5 years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I'm curious.
Good
is that
job,
weird
Stanley.
open area?
Everyone
Did they
thinks
close
you're
that off
very
in
powerful.
a Ultra Deluxe yet?
No, you can still jump off. Oh, that weird area? I think they fixed the bug I used. That didn't exist here, so it's a problem with I'm trying not to backseat your settings, but okay.
What? What is
You have
wrong
it
with my
set
settings?
to, you have it set to 2 speakers and not headphones.
What's the problem?
You didn't set it to specifically headphones. It's a problem with the
All of
Switch
his
to Unity.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Subtitles on or off?
Me personally, I do off, but people like them for streams, I guess. I don't know. You're the end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
You just followed him though.
Oh, right. I got my left and right confused. Don't judge me.
I hope
Yet
you
there
never
was
have
not
an
a single
urban
person here
assault
either.
vehicle. Jesus
Feeling a
Christ.
wave of disbelief, Stanley
An urban
You'd be in the
assault
left turn.
vehicle?
You'd be in the left turn lane. You'd be like, I'm gonna turn right now. Swerve over 5 lanes of traffic. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next day's agenda. Reflect.
Employee Jim.
Who moved my desk? Papers are too synergized. What does that even mean?
Oh, the anti-mass spectrometer flux of the... Circle the top 20 things you must love about your boss.
Let's hear the why do remember that it, and right now you're both of them. Less air.
Mitosis.
Don't get fired.
Welcome to the PowerPoint stream.
We
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I didn't. Is this the broom
There was
closet
nothing
ending?
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But I want to be in the broom closet. It's my broom closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Oh wow, it didn't actually replace it. I thought I just replaced all textures. No, it's an overlay.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me, because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Your
I never
face
would
is
have
of
thought to
absolutely
mention
no significance to the story whatsoever.
I mean, you don't see his face, so, I mean...
True!
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and
I've come
hookers.
to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a controls too. Fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
And welcome to the rest of the stream. Aw.
Aw, he doesn't say anything when you go back in.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of
I want to
facing his
steal the
boss,
car.
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Wait.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken
Why is a
that
car
risk?
parked down here?
Everyone had vanished. His boss
This
was
isn't a
being
garage.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment.
I'm not
and
crazy,
no
you're
reason at all.
crazy.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question
What?
of them all entered
Whiplash, you
Stanley's head.
turn in
Why he was
90-degree
amazed
angles.
He hadn't asked himself sooner.
Ah.
Why is there a voice in my head?
I don't play a
dictating
lot of
everything that I'm
first-person
doing
games,
and
okay?
thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly
I'm a Sonic
strange.
fan.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about
Shown
how it's
in a lack of
describing my
taste.
thoughts. He thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a
I'm
dream.
totally not just
How
getting
could it
hitched
be?
on random
Was
walls.
Stanley simply deceiving himself?
You're getting
Believing
hitched
that
on the
if he's
filing
asleep,
cabinet.
He doesn't have to take responsibility for himself. Stanley is
And
as
door
awake right
frames.
now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself.
Don't say anything.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
I think it's just a
I am
Twitch thing.
normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings...
So we're
and
now
walked to
playing
her
the
place of
Mariella
work.
Parable.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way...
Or maybe everyone else are the insane ones.
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I love the detail of the carving right there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna get the regular ending.
I mean, you gotta speedrun that one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It broke the door.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Boss's office.
Who is
This
boss's
dialogue
office?
is cemented in my fucking brain. And how it's fucking delivered, too. Oh, check the computer. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Nope.
Shocked?
Oh, yeah,
Unraveled,
that one.
Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 284. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't right, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling
How is this
soothed
New Age
and
music?
rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into
What the fuck is New Age music?
I don't know.
Music not from the fucking Stone Age?
Spooky elevator.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Do I want to get the museum ending right now? Sure.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall...
Now, how
Stanley
many
would meet
objects
his
is she gonna
death.
get stuck on? Let's find out. Almost one.
The
That
door
wasn't
behind him was not
almost.
shut. Stanley still
Two-
had
one.
every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
We...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
If I do this, it can't get me.
Farewell, Stanley.
I was right.
cried the
Let's
narrator,
go.
As Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal
All
jaws.
according to
In a single
Kikaku.
visceral instant,
Ah.
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Still haven't decided if I'm gonna cheat this achievement or not.
What achievement?
The 5-year one. And also the 10-year one.
No. Are you fucking... Did you get stuck?
And yet,
No.
just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
You need to
No.
walk
What
around your
exactly
apartment with a
did the
fucking
narrator think he was
pool
going to
noodle around your
accomplish?
waist.
Why a
When
pool
every
noodle?
class you can
I
win
was...
has been
What's the
created
thing?
for
I don't know
you
what that
long
goes
in
around your
advance,
waist. I don't
death
remember.
becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I would like a museum dedicated to me.
The pacing of... No, read the signs! Read the signs!
Pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time.
I can't tell if it's being ironic or if it's being real. Solitaire!
Ooh. The credits. Wow, they all make a different noise. Selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and synthesized tone. That's definitely being ironic. The Office. The 2 doors. The set of open doors is the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Huh.
Huh.
Huh?
Huh.
How? Screens from the development of the boss's office. Wow. Got quite the glow up.
Office clock!
Employee lounge. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Kevin Briding, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. Were not used in the final game. The voices, man. The voices driving me crazy. The game's alpha.
Stands here the entire rest of the stream.
Aww. I hate my life. I hate my life. Zending. Zending model. Player. What?
You read the text.
I'm more so just wondering.
Wondering why?
Yes.
I think it's funny.
Player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they pulled.
Jim.
Jim. Movie night. Let's go. This movie sucks 0 out of 10. God. Ultimately, it was the simplest version that won out. I totally said that right. Shut up. God. What about this? The elevator in the room could go up or down. When players found it too difficult to remember what was up. I can't tell if they're being facetious or not. I really can't.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
I can see it.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it.
Stop now and feel only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
That sounds like a fun way to die. I mean, what? I am waiting. Oh. I'm just gonna... Huh. I thought it would automatically restart.
Remember that thing about the ending where the player had to
All this
the player had to restart itself?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
There we go. I totally know what I'm doing.
I got to crush the game ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He entered the door on his left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
What does this room look
Stanley
like with
decided
this?
to go up to his
Oh,
boss's
Lord.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I want to be in there. I want to be in the closet. No.
Coming to a staircase,
It's
Stanley
too low
walked
bar for
upstairs
jokes
to
even
his
for me.
boss's office.
What bar? What bar exactly? Commit crimes, isn't it, Rich? What a life would be to have to pick just one. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. There's, that's a cool elevator.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Turn around.
I know.
Oh.
I'm
Why?
trying to... I wanted to see what would happen if I put in the code again.
With no crosshair? Okay, buddy.
It's worth a shot.
When you can't go back up the elevator. I want to play Ultra Deluxe so bad.
Stanley walks straight ahead through the large
Well,
door
there
that
is
led
always the
Mind's
hacking
control
option.
facility.
No! Buys it on Switch.
Bro. Bro.
The
Oh, you
lights
do
rose in
not
an
need to do
enormous
that.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley
You trying to do
thought
jump
himself.
off?
Did he have the strength to find out?
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. You made it to the bottom of the mind controls. Yeah.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
Names on a
eternally
screen.
monitored in this place.
Shut the fuck up. You are all just named
I didn't know
on
you
a
were around
screen.
for that.
Yes, I was. It was like one of the final things I saw when I was there.
This mind
How
control
low is your
facility, it was too horrible to
Why are
believe
you
it couldn't be
whacking your
true.
mouse around
Had
like
Stanley
crazy?
been under someone's control all this
I
time?
don't know.
Was this the only reason
My
he
mouse
was
pad is
so
not
bored?
small. I
That
think I
his
just get
emotions
bored.
had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I have a hard time keeping my hands still.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Cinematic speed.
I want the power.
Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track,
Is there anything
you're gonna have to
funny
do
that
much
the
better
code
than that.
says?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you
I haven't
think
looked
you
at it
do.
that
For
much.
example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent. Stanley suddenly realized
let's see.
he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation
Having trouble reading it.
system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
And I can't get closer without it
identification,
cutting it off.
nuclear detonators are set to
Oh no.
explode,
Okay, never mind, I
eliminating
can.
the entire complex.
I think there's a
How
lot
long
of
till
print lines.
detonation then?
Hmm.
Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your
I like how
heart's desires.
angry he
Oh, this
is.
much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like
Oh,
to
go
know
back,
where your
there's text.
coworkers are. A moment of solace.
It's
Go
the
back?
screen. The screen you were just
Oh,
looking
I'm
at.
in a good mood.
No, go.
Anyway,
Oh
I'll tell
my.
you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
The screen I was just
I
looking
turned
at?
off the machine. I set
Yes.
you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office
That's an
forever,
hint.
pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office
Oh, I
sink into
can't
the
read anything
ground,
else.
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
Do any of
Is
those
it that
buttons
you have
even
no
do
idea
anything?
where you're going or what you're supposed
Find
to be
out.
doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
I'm assuming no.
Look at you, running from button to button,
That they're
screen
just there to
screen,
Yes,
push.
yes,
clicking
they
on
do
every
stuff. They
little
do
thing
stuff.
in this
Yes.
room.
Go
These
doo
aren't
doo
buttons.
doo
No,
ding.
these are buttons. Maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
He's so mad.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
Goodbye,
That's 30 seconds you
employee
have left to
427.
struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, go for it, go for it, go for it. Quick, go, 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 go. You can speedrun the achievement for beating the game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So it's just
Do
get
the
the
good
freedom
ending.
ending.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
So it's 4 minutes and 22 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Is there anything in particular that I need to do here?
No. Just go.
The lights
Spam
rose on
E
an
and left
enormous
click.
room of television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Please hold,
Stanley
Stanley
thought
thought to himself.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
Come
reduced to images on
on.
a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Speedrunners
nothing.
when forced to wait.
This mind
You
control
say that as if
facility
you are
was
any
too
different.
horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Well,
Had
I play
Stanley
Half-Life, and you can
been
just
under
break
someone's
those.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to
You can
accept
skip an
him
entire
blindly?
chapter.
Holy
No.
shit, what the
He
fuck?
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own
How?
life in someone
So
else's
if you
control?
scientists just
Never.
automatically any
It was
NPC
unthinkable.
just opens
Wasn't it?
doors. They
Was
just
it even
open any
possible?
locked door.
Had he truly
So if
spent
you
his
attack a
entire
scientist
life
in one section,
utterly
they run away from
blind
you
to the world?
and hit a door, and then you unlock
There
the
was
button
proof,
that
heart
skips
of
the entire
operation.
chapter.
Controls labeled with emotions.
What the
Or
shit?
sad, or
The game
content.
great.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the
why you
cold
should play
reality
it.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine... blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand.
Come on.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
There we
Stanley
go.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. There we go, I got it.
Turn to your right.
Hold on. I did not get the speedrun achievement. Oh, I remember this one.
How do you remember this one?
I've seen Gunner play it.
Oh. Why do I have lost memories, but I haven't spoken anything? What the fuck? This is such a ripoff.
Maybe you have early onset dementia. Push the buttons.
Oh. No.
I'm gonna try to get the speedrun one now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
His boss's office.
Here's the door. Just go.
Ah, you already failed.
What? What?
You already failed. You missed the button.
Is that actually how that works?
Well, you probably did. Well, you probably did. Because, you know. I know how to cheat it if you want to do that.
Tell me how.
You'd have to quit the game.
Quit the game?
Yeah, you'd have to do that. You don't, okay. Found the one person using the save feature of the Stanley Parable. Oh my god.
So I'd have to quit the game?
Yeah. Oh, quit the game anyway. Yeah, quit the game. Right click. The
Right
game.
click. Okay, one
Yep.
second.
Go to properties, and then go to launch options.
One
One second.
moment.
I've got to find it. I've got to find which monitor Steam is on. Hold on.
Go to launch options.
Type in dash console. And that's it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
One moment.
Do. I'm not typing out Castlevania. How does this work?
So what do I put in again?
Dash console.
Dash console.
Yes, dash console. Do you want me to paste it in no mic?
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's just dash console.
Yes.
And start the game back up again?
Yep. Share the game.
Oh, right.
Cool. Okay, so do SV underscore.
Hold on. How do I bring up the console again? I don't do
Tilde.
this. Oh. Got it.
Do SV underscore cheats 1.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables.
Did they
I
remove
honestly
this
don't
in Ultra
know.
Deluxe?
The specific number
I think
isn't
so.
as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm
We're in the
subjecting you
room.
to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until
This
then,
is an
It's the
anxious
wrong
man
room.
in a $4 room adjacent to the Twilight Zone.
Have you been watching The Twilight Zone?
I have not, because I watched it all before.
Oh.
So I was going to watch it with you guys.
Does he
Just
say
seeing it.
anything else? Oh.
Nope. Okay, so so there's one thing that they didn't do. So click begin the game again. Type do console, so tilde.
Okay.
Type in switch level, or yeah, no, change level, and then space escape.
Change level space escape.
Yep. Freedom.
Oh.
There you go.
I didn't cheat the game, I cheated myself.
No, you cheated the game. No, you not only cheated the game, but you also cheated yourself.
I can't believe I did that to myself. Mike Matei, please forgive me.
That wasn't a Mike Matei quote.
Wait, what was
That
it?
was
wait,
a
sorry.
article. Mike
Oh, was
Matei
it?
was the rewind one.
Oh, I got those confused.
And yet,
Mm-hmm.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay.
That one in his
unsolved.
dick.
Where had his co-worker
Oh,
What?
you don't
How
know?
had he
What?
been freed from
He
the
posted
machine
his dick to the Cinemassacre
mysteries did
subreddit.
this strange being do? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber,
What the
he realized
fuck?
how it was happened to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Why?
but happiness. Perhaps his goal
Drink.
had not been to understand,
Drink.
but to let go.
Drink.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only...
How do you do this legitimately? This is a solid 2
Stanley
minutes on its
Uh,
own.
I didn't.
This is a solid 2 minutes on its
Stanley
own.
felt the
It's
cool
really
breeze
hard.
upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
It's
that
crazy.
things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I think there's only one more achievement I can actually get. Well, right now anyway. I'm gonna answer the phone.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you.
Into
Have a
your
pleasant day.
perceptual sphere.
Okay, quit the game again.
Quit?
This one's, yep, this one's a lot more. Okay, right-click game, browse local files.
Okay.
Go to the Stanley Parable folder,
Okay.
and then go to the CFG folder.
Config.cfg. Config default.cfg.
Open config.cfg. And then copy and paste what I just pasted. Oh shit, I have a lot of random.
Hmm?
I'm looking at my stuff and I have a lot of random, bizarre shit.
Just copy and paste it in here.
Yeah, anywhere and make a new line. And then make the file read-only. And then launch the game, and then spam X. And that is the achievement.
Okay, one moment. So I make it read only?
Yep.
Yeah, how do you do that in Notepad exactly?
You get out of the file,
Oh,
you
hold
right-click
on.
it,
Never mind, I
you
see it.
click properties.
I get it, I get it.
You click the checkbox.
I don't do this on a regular basis. Shut the fuck up. I'm already there. God, you're fucking irritating. I don't do this shit on a regular basis.
Begin the game, spam X.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
And share
All
your
of his
screen.
co-workers
Like,
were
oh
gone.
shit.
What
Like,
could it mean?
Fool.
like I don't really do that on a regular
I don't use
basis.
Windows.
It's not using Windows. I don't need to do that ever.
I'm not gonna argue with this.
What?
I'm not gonna argue with
Stanley
this.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You're not gonna argue with what?
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Why? It's funny.
Oh, go. Close the doors.
I'm assuming when I'm already in the room.
Oh, and I guess this is where Stanley felt he needed to be right now, in this little hallway. Here, with no distractions, to study room 417. Not to actually enter it. No. That would be far too forward. Stanley wanted to know it from the outside. To see it not just with his eyes, but with his heart. He would know room 417 as no man or woman had ever known an office before. That ladder over there. Oh, and that little picture of a horizon or something. It's all just a
Stock
never-ending
image number
parade of
4.
joy for Stanley.
Number 4,000.
Photo bucket.
It really ties the room together.
Ah, no, apparently not. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed
One
room.
could probably live
Stanley
here.
simply stood here, taking it all in.
I mean, you got a place to sleep, you got nourishment.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so
I already went through all
eager
that
to get
dialogue.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible. he wasn't
The fired years ago.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Penalty for
Penalty for
jumping off the cargo lift.
I don't think you can collect that $5
I'm
grand.
sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Do it.
Gotta get a running start.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong.
Whoops. Whoopsie daisies.
Did I get all the paths on the left? I think I did.
No.
What else is there?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from
Because
work
on the
today.
left there's the
Milk,
countdown,
cereal,
there's the
dish soap,
there's the normal
spaghetti,
one,
Get a thing of sugar, some bread,
there's the
and
escape
coffee.
hatch. What else is there?
I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie.
Well, it's gonna be difficult for you. But you can make the boss doors close, and have enough backward momentum to leave the room. It's very hard.
Challenge accepted.
When
Oh,
Stanley
God.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stopwatch. Please, Windows, if I search something and then
Yet
press
there was not a
Windows,
single person
close
here
it.
Either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Ooh, it's back
office,
open.
hoping he might Stanley stepped into the broom closet.
That's the
There
most
was
joyous
no
I've
one
ever
there,
heard
so
you.
he turned around and got back on track.
Ooh, it's back
Coming
open.
to a staircase, Stanley walked
Only the broom
upstairs
closet
to
can
his
make me
boss's
feel an
office.
emotion.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Oh, you
I
almost
actually
had it!
almost got it, and I got cold feet.
You...
I got cold feet. I got
all
cold
of his
feet.
co-workers were gone.
It's not my fault I'm a coward.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's another Easter egg that I could show you, but you wouldn't get it.
What is it?
Type in the console. Actually, type flying.
What?
Can you type flying?
Fly?
Flying.
Oh.
What the fuck is it?
What's the boat in Half-Life 2 called?
You can't do that. It's the
Aw.
airboat, but you
Aw.
can't do that.
Aw.
Oh, I'm a bird. Type I'm a bird. And then play the game.
Whoa, oh.
When Stanley came to
Yeah,
a
that's
set
all
of
it
2
does.
open
You
doors,
can-
he entered the
I
get rid of it now.
believe I can fly. Believe I
Yet
can
there was not a
touch the
single person
sky.
there either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no! Oh no! Not again! I won't be part of
Yay.
this. I'm not going to encourage you.
Oh!
To a staircase, Stanley walked
Open the console.
upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna.
Disable it with I'm a bird. But type bark.
Huh?
Type bark. And then hit your use key.
that's funny.
Stepping into
You
I did it again. What is wrong with me?
buffoon.
What
Buffoon.
is wrong with me?
Stanley came to a set of two open
Two open
doors.
doors. He
entered
opened the door on his left.
I'm gonna turn that off now.
Yet there was not a single person here.
So I guess now the goal is to
Either.
just get the rest of the
Feeling
endings, because I
disbelief,
got all the achievements I
Stanley
can get.
decided to go up to his
No!
boss's office, hoping to find an answer there.
Only the broom closet can
Coming
give
to a
me
staircase, Stanley
joy.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, go all the way out.
The moment he entered
Yay!
his
I would have said, if you fucking got yourself stuck.
Only I could get myself stuck. Is there anything worth doing, or do I just start the game again?
Go find out! Oh my god. TikTok ruined a motherfucker.
I have never actually touched TikTok in my life. Oh, find it. Oh, right, I forgot about this.
You are a loser.
You What? I'm a winner. My mom says I'm a winner. I think. I hope. I do not keep getting stuck on door frames, and I will not take any I will not take any accusations of being stuck on door frames seriously. Do I have this set too dark?
What do you mean? If you left it alone, it's at default.
I did.
Then how did you set it too dark?
I mean, I didn't say did I set it too dark. I said, did I have it set too dark? That is not the same thing. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What? I don't want to hear it.
No way, I just saw you try and turn right for 5 minutes.
I don't want to hear it.
Where did you go? I closed my eyes. Oh.
Huh.
Does it?
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Is it? I forget, can you still go through this, or is this Ultra Deluxe only?
Well, considering you just climbed on top of the desk, I would assume so. I'm gonna make you figure out how to use the game. looking for a button to make you crouch down. Ah.
You are
At
so
first,
not
Stanley
funny.
assumed he'd broken the game until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm
Oh
just
my
going to say
God.
that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
There any more dialogue? Do I just
I don't
begin the game
remember.
again? I'm just gonna do it again. 'Cause I'm impatient.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the
To
meeting
go to the meeting room.
Perhaps he
had simply missed a memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There we go.
You're stuck on the window frame.
Okay, to be fair, that is not immediately
At
obvious.
first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
It's a good thing no one's watching, because I don't want to cause any seizures. Oh, wait.
How to lose all of your audience. This is the karaoke version.
Oh, I will do that when the world ends. Ooh, what happened here?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something?
So,
He hoped it was. He hoped very
you
much
will not
that
be
it
getting all
was.
of the endings.
Why?
There is an ending where you have to do something repeatedly for 4 hours that requires interactivity.
Oh, right, I remember that. It's the baby game.
Yep. You can do an auto-hotkey script, but I don't have one.
Could do that on a separate stream. That'd be the most boring fucking shit ever.
What? First half is you learning how to use Lua?
When Stanley came
No,
to a
just
set of
clicking
two
the
open
button.
doors, he entered the. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. and
You
Stanley
would
knew it
nap
perfectly well.
about 4 hours
Perhaps he
to
wanted
do
to
that.
stop by the employee lounge first.
I
I'm
said
not
you
even-
would actually do that real time.
I'm not even gonna lie, I probably
Wow.
would.
Yes, this room. What a but eager to get back to business.
I have
Stanley
things to
took
do.
the first open door on his left.
Well, you're boring.
Left. Left, left.
Stanley was so bad at following
Left, no,
directions.
left, go back. No, 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 no. Oh, you
It's
jackass.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What?
No, there's still...
There's also
Fucking
stuff in here. Fine, I'll do it again. I'll go left. I know there's the elevator
All of
thing
his
over there.
coworkers were
I
gone.
know, I didn't even say
What did it
anything.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll go left.
I didn't speak.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
You
knew it
did.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room
Well,
that called
this is
so
different.
deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm. No.
And I'm already bored of it.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
It's left.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not.
Oh, this is the one with the line, isn't it?
Spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just.
Oh, turn around.
Back to
Look at the very top one. The very top monitor.
The very top one?
Story completely
On the right.
unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from
Oh.
the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't want
Clippy!
so far off track.
You can barely see him, but there's Clippy.
From the top.
Man, you just cannot at all.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I forgot what I
Stanley
was
decided
saying.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had sent us a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted.
So many
I swear I
choices.
deliberately restarted the
So
game over
little
completely
time.
Fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
Okay,
Stanley, Did you
Sonic.exe.
change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't even come to
I'm asking
mind.
you. I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Where is the story? Maybe the real story was the doors we found along the way. Da 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 da.
I'll say it. This is the worst
Da,
adventure
da,
I've
da,
ever been
da,
on. I can
da,
promise
da,
you
da.
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering
This is a
wrong.
really shitty
It's
meeting
possible
room.
The story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back?
Oh
to
wait,
the
never
other
mind. The meeting
direction
room's
and see if we
somewhere
missed
else.
anything?
I'm a bit out of it tonight.
Too much polluted air. Not enough gunpowder in it.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I knew there was something I forgot to do. I
Wait,
forgot to
never mind.
empty.
Not the story.
I forgot to empty my daily magazine.
Steps. Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
I also think
You
it
know
doesn't
what?
help is at
Since
the
I've
moment I hop
completely
into a
forgotten what we were
VC, I think I
doing,
lose
how
like
about
half my
this?
damn brain cells.
You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
It's not
It really
Pokemon.
paid off. So, good job. Oh no, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people.
Speaking
win
of
fair and
Pokemon,
square,
when are you
and
gonna
this
pick
was
up
not one of
Crystal
those
again?
situations. Okay. I'm
I
getting
didn't
weirded
play it
out
for
by
a
whatever
week.
this place is.
What
I
are
don't
you-
care what might happen this time.
Exactly,
You
gotta
can
play it
drop
every
it.
day.
It's every day, bro.
All right, I've got
Yeah!
a solution. This time, to make sure
The
we don't
adventure
get lost,
line!
I've employed the
Let's
help of
go.
the Stanley Parable
The best
adventure line.
character.
Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
Nice
are we
boxes.
implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the
It wants you to
mood.
walk on the roof.
And on the walls. Da da da. Da 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 da. Like. You know, there should have been an achievement in this game where it's just clicking on every door. That would be...
Isn't that an Ultra Deluxe achievement?
Is it? I should look. I like how there's all these peer reviews for one employee. I don't think that's how peer reviews work.
Oh, go back, go back, go back. Go back into the hallway. Look to the left.
What the hell?
That's all I wanted to show you.
Oh my god.
They have a lot to say about him.
Nobody likes him.
No, it's just one guy's essay.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Where's the music?
Cut the music.
Wait, what?
I want the
Go
music
to
back.
office? No, no.
Da
Line.
da da
You
da
know we're
da
looking
da
for
da
Stanley Parable. The story is
da
this
da 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 da
not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? How do we trust you? Everything we've been through. Take this anymore to help
No, that goes.
restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up
We're
our own
intelligent
story?
people,
Something
right?
exciting,
No.
daring.
No, I
US
don't.
citizens every day in the morning.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't
No,
we
I don't
simply
think.
start
I
wandering
don't
into-
think anything
I don't
about this
know.
is intelligent.
How about this direction?
437.
Now, yes, this is
Oh, click
exciting.
on door
Just me
number
and Stanley forging a new
437.
path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Yes, you did it,
Stanley. Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh no, not you again. Stanley,
It
I'd also
broke
like to
in.
veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It TM. Him TM.
Wonder where it goes from there.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere,
Come on, gerbil.
the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
What?
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds.
Aren't they gerbil
with
wheels?
that
Aren't those what they are?
counter-inverted reverse
I think
door
you can use them
origin.
for durables, but they're
starting from the
called
right,
hamster
let
wheels.
us ask,
Oh, that's
will
right.
taking the right
Aren't they the
road
same thing?
lead us to where we're going? And since
Yeah.
the answer is clearly yes,
Eh.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct
Agrees.
one.
Immediately does
Proof
not.
of Logic. Come,
I
Stanley.
mean, they
Our
might as well be
destiny
the same thing.
awaits. Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? Am I
Oh,
supposed to restart the game eight times?
is that timer accurate?
That's really how all this
I don't
goes?
remember.
It's all...
After a long time,
Determined?
Stanley dies.
So now, according to the
The
schedule, I
narrator is
restart
gone.
again. Am I just supposed to
Went to go
forget?
get some milk.
Well,
There
what
is
if I
no
don't want to
longer an
forget?
office, simply
My mind
black
goes
space.
blank simply because it's written
Find a
here on
bookstore,
this
get
thing
bored and leave.
wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't
That
I
is
wasn't a
doing-
Starbucks.
all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game
I
to
can't
keep
believe-
restarting. I don't
I
want to
can't-
forget what's going on. I
Man,
don't want to be trapped like this.
Wait,
I won't
this
restart
isn't
the game.
Barnes
I
and
won't
Noble.
do it.
Where's-
I won't do it.
where's
I
my
won't
coffee?
do it. And the timer stopped.
the office that begins to deteriorate.
mean,
Attempt to make
did
up
we
story
quit?
here.
Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
What was that noise even supposed to be?
All of his coworkers
Warning,
were
maybe?
gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
None of his coworkers were here either.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Stanley uses drugs and hookers.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Is
front
there
door on his
anything
left.
else in here?
No.
Okay, so this is the only path.
Yep.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
Incredible he was fired years ago.
I fucking love this game.
It's so
Look, Stanley,
good.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No. I will not give him a chance.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red
Door.
Go ahead, Stanley.
The red
You know
door.
exactly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire
I forget,
story
what
I'd
are the
written
2
out
games they use in Ultra
specifically for
Deluxe?
you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
They use
And in
Firewatch.
the end, it was all for nothing.
Rocket
because
League.
This is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game
Here
better?
it's Minecraft and Portal, right?
Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me
What's a
absolutely
skill tree?
nothing so far. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design,
I don't-
and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A
Get
third
that.
option. This already feels leaps
Like,
ahead of where we were before.
You just
Go
never
ahead,
played
Stanley.
it.
Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm
Oh,
going to stop you
in the
there.
original
Now,
game,
tell
in
me
the
about
mod,
your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you
it's
more
just Half-Life
choices?
2.
Feel free to be honest.
And then it's
I'm
like
looking for
a
some real critical feedback
dev
here.
texture room, I think.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1?
So
That's not even
insecure.
helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it
Like,
isn't
I don't
my
get
place
how
to judge.
in the 2020s
Here,
you
based
ask
on the
what's
data
a
from
skill
your
tree.
previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version, and to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked
Just
it out.
I don't know.
Let's take a
Never
look.
played any video game past 1994.
Never touched an Assassin's Creed?
So that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to
Like,
keep
that's a
walking
pretty
through the
mainstream
task.
game that
Again,
uses a
honest
skill
answers,
tree.
please.
Oh, did I skip the competitive leaderboard?
You probably did.
Oh well. 1.
Hey, I
'Cause I
nearly
didn't see
forgot.
it.
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
It would be
and
really
he
funny
reaches
if I
the
just did
fire
this for
and
4
fail.
hours.
It's a very meaningful game.
Yeah.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
Stream
So why don't you
idea?
give it 4 hours of
Question
play to
mark?
make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm just gonna let him die.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Why not both?
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what
I
to
hate
do.
babies.
Out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
Can you
I'll
even
say
jump
this,
up?
I'm done making things for you.
No,
From
you
now
can't.
on, I will only create to fulfill a greater
You can't jump, we
artistic
disabled it.
purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then. Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
That's a shitty house.
Complete. I made this, Stanley.
And what have you played in Minecraft?
Gaze upon my work of art.
I fucked
and
around
feel
in creative
ashamed
mode.
at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience.
I haven't set up
Please,
that server
step
yet.
inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We
Actually, that
must
reminds me,
rebuild out of diamond. Diamond.
That
everything.
reminds me, I
Yes,
should
yes, yes.
actually
Come along, Stanley. We
install
have
it,
to go mining.
because I don't have it on this anymore.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Just load up a
Okay,
Sonic
new
game.
Forces.
True. I need to finish Portal.
I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
Don't get yourself stuck.
it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
So there is an actual, like, legit way they thought of to get stuck, is that you can throw... You have enough momentum to throw this, cube into the door and then shut the door. But you have to like sweep your mouse horizontally. You have to be mid sweep motion. You're not gonna be able to do it.
Genius.
And she wastes all of our time.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stop.
Oh, I skipped the dialogue. Is he still talking?
No, it was subtitles. Subtitles are only queued, so they only appear. I don't really think you can end them.
Hmm.
He may have still been talking. Oh, the old offices.
So this is the mod, right?
Mm-hmm. The original mod.
Hmm.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap
How many do I
everything up
have
at the
left,
end
aside from
to
the
make
one I'm not
sense out
getting?
of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean.
I think
to
I have the
this
one
world.
where you
Oh,
actually
yes.
go through the red
3.
door,
Back, there's no
and then the
other way.
2 with the phone thing.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
The end is never the end is never the end.
Is never the loading.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Quits the game because of self-help dialogue. No.
God, no, I'm not gonna do that. I want to.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded. but
It's a
with
hell of a
in his
lot better
stomach,
than our
giddy in a
employee
way he
lounge.
had never known before.
We don't even have a vending machine
Was
in
it
there
this
anymore.
room? A
'Cause they
connection
took it
between
out.
the two? Could a man, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
You're gonna
first open
hear his
door on
fan
his
fiction
left.
about Stanley fucking the room? Come on.
No.
Stanley
You don't
was
wanna
so
hear
bad
fan
at
fiction
following
about fucking a
directions,
room?
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There's plenty
Look,
of
Stanley,
other.
I think perhaps we've gotten
There's
off on the wrong
there's
foot
plenty of
here.
other better
I'm
fan
not
fiction I
blaming
can read
you,
with 2
really,
characters
no.
fucking.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is
IDW
about
Sonic
nothing but
comics do
you
not count.
all this time. There's someone. What? Really? I was
Yeah,
in
they
the
do.
middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
I
Are you
was
that
trying to
convinced
think
that I
of
want
what the
something
2
bad to happen to
characters
you?
are
Why, I
that
don't
people
know how to
ship all the
convince
time,
you
but
of
I
this, but
fucking
really
don't know
do
anything
want to
about
help you,
Sonic.
to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Whisper and
Stanley
Tangle?
walked through the red.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's...
I actually have finally
I just-
begun reading the
I wanted to
IDW
stop.
comics.
We would
I'm
both
gonna
be
read
so
Archie.
much happier if we just
Fuck that.
stopped.
Archie
No.
didn't even have story.
But
I
think
have
a
some
solution.
self-respect.
Here, let me
Not
show
a
you.
lot, but a little.
I gotta hear Ken Pender's copy of Holocaust speech. Come on.
No. No, I don't.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment.
I think
with
the
this
narrator wants to
place,
fuck this room.
Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Acid trip the room.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Oh, go back. You can just endlessly do this.
Right. Where were we?
I thought he had more lines. Never mind. I'm cuckoo.
Dementia.
Oh my god.
Why my dementia hasn't affected me as a person by me?
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Maybe he says something now.
Good.
That's
We
it.
can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
No.
Suicide baiting the narrator.
No. What do we talk about? You're
I just
risking
said suicide
everything we
baiting.
achieved.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Come on, another line.
Probably gotta go forward more.
Aww. Say the line.
Say the line, Bart.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
I need to hear every possible option. Oh.
When
Bitch.
now?
Suicide baiting the narrator. Jesus Christ. So bad.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
No, don't go down the stairs, please. No.
Gotta hear every option.
There's not gonna be a line.
You sure?
Yes, you fuckface.
You sure? Are you very
Yes,
sure?
I am.
Okay. You were sure. Gotta have every possible option, man. We gotta hear them all. Ignore the fact that I skipped like 3 whole text boxes a while ago.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This
We
is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop
the
moving. We just have to
colors.
stop moving.
The colors are so bright. Colors feel so right. Man, I really
Oh my
do have a
God.
problem.
There's nothing
I really
good
do
that
have
can
a
come
problem.
from this.
I can't go 5 minutes without referencing Sonic. Help. Okay.
No. No, no. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to
I'm not gonna
convince
do
you?
that. I'll go back after.
Be here for 5 hours.
I mean, at that point, I might as well just do the baby game.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
No.
Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Making this ending take 50 years.
No, perhaps not.
You are really suicide baiting the narrator.
Maybe.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Linux
Did you throw
quality
yourself from
stream.
this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally.
What did you
willing
mean
to
by
Nikki
that?
finally
keep
reads
me from
chat
doing
after
that?
2 hours.
Am I reading the situation?
There was no audio when you're playing music.
What?
Or when there was like now playing text. Very start there was no music playing.
I might have.
I deleted all my audio.
I might have put it on the wrong audio track. And by I might have, I
Maybe you're
almost
just getting
definitely
a
did.
kick out of it. I don't know. Do you actually want to stay alive, or are you just teasing me?
Yes. Okay, he's not gonna say anything.
Well, that was what he said.
Oh. Stanley's back.
Stanley's back.
Back again.
Killing himself.
Tell us. No.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
That took way too long. Granted, that was my fault, but still.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided,
They decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He opened the door on his left.
Stanley decided to suicide bait the narrator. Oh.
You get the long one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
And
room.
Stanley knew
and
it perfectly
Stanley knew
well.
perfectly well.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
it.
Yeah, I'll check to see if I have it set to... I think I might have had it set to audio track 3 instead of 4, which I now have for the stream.
First open door on his left.
1.
What?
Stanley was so bad at following
I had it
directions
set
that
to
he
1
probably
and
wasn't
3.
fired years ago.
In retrospect, I probably should have just
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on
had
the
it
wrong
set to
foot
all of
here.
them.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
That would
investing
be
your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
I mean, I
is
have
that
the-
story
I mean-
has been about nothing but
I mean,
you
Twitch uses
all
track
this
4.
time.
And
Twitch uses
Someone
whatever
you've been
track you
neglecting,
select.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Play the video game.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
you know what? No, I don't think I will.
Don't you dare.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to
I swear to God.
to put your work aside, to let her
Oh
back
no,
into
I'm
your
slipping.
life.
Ah.
Been waiting.
I like being annoying.
I should slap you.
You should, but you can't.
That's her, Stanley. You. Oh no! You can't. Did you just unplug the phone? That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible.
I've been doing it
Double
this
check.
whole time. What are you talking about?
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music
I don't think
comes
that's
in,
what
fade
happens.
to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
In fact, I'm pretty
How's
sure it's
that
just the
even
narrator
possible?
fucking with
None
you.
of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh my god.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set
So
fire
they
to every
changed
orphan
this
living
in a patch?
30-kilometer radius of his house. Which
There we go.
choice
Oh,
would
okay.
you
And
make?
originally it just shows the
Remember
kid on
that unlike
fire.
here, the real world makes sense,
Holy
and at
shit.
no time should you make a choice.
I don't know
that
why
does
they
not
changed
conform
it.
to
They should have left it
rational logic.
alone.
If you find yourself
Fish.
speaking with a person
Fish.
who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant
The answer's no,
contribution to the
sorry.
world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to
Ah.
deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But
I
not to
made it
worry.
deteriorate
Now that
even
you're
more.
properly informed on good decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct
I
thing to
grabbed my
do would
controller by
be.
mistake. What the
Please
hell's
wait,
wrong with
please.
me?
Oh my god.
I don't play games with a keyboard that often. Like, I think the only thing I've done recently is No Man's Sky. So I just prefer controller.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main
But I wanna
character
die.
dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
I'm
We just
curious.
need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction.
Is there a
gets
small
worse.
window of time
Fortunately, it seems this place is not
before
well
it starts,
equipped to deal with reality.
like, before it starts moving for you to hop back off and then jump off the thing?
No.
Aww. That would be really funny if it did. But what if I choose to jump off?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Oh, go left, go left,
I'm
go
sure
left.
You'll be up to the task. Just
Go-
follow
go
my
left?
lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No! No! No!
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wow. Delete the stairs.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief.
I am
who
the most
orchestrated this.
expensive
He saw
boss.
the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
What?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Do I actually say something?
Okay, fine.
No.
You're not going to do it, but you know what?
No?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing.
It would be
your
really
respect.
funny if it just randomly
The kind
decided
of
to use my
respect
mic.
Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
It was all
Go
a
left,
dream.
go left, go left, go left, go left, go left.
Again?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to
Yeah.
the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
He entered the door on his left. I am the most expensive
Yet there was not a
boss.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, exactly as Stanley would.
It just does that
means
over and
choosing
over.
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite
So
sure
go
you'll
right
be
now?
up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
He did not want to deal with it.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
He did not want to
entered
deal with
the
it at
door on
all.
his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Ah. Just gonna go back here. I thought there would be something over
No,
there.
walk forward, walk. Oh, turn around. Walk forward
Walk forward.
into the wall.
Into the wall?
Into the right. Into the shut up. Into the right door. Right door. Go all the way. He speaks. Oh, never mind. Okay, then go back. Sorry.
You
I
lied
had
to
left
me.
I had left for a bit. I'm sorry.
You lied to me.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out
So
of that?
whiny.
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work?
Ooh.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Ooh.
I have to.
Can't believe you just killed Stanley.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was?
I thought
to
it would be
like
extremely
Stanley?
funny.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
At heart.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen there was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
Child at heart.
It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
He tried so hard.
When Stanley
Got so far.
he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
I'm the narrator now.
Stanley, please.
I narrate everything.
I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Oh, I should have done this one last.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
We.
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
You spin me right round. right round.
You need time to decide.
Wonderwall.
Choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
I almost feel bad for the guy. One
now
more.
You just have to pick up the phone.
Stanley simply couldn't handle
I did not think it could. I did not think it would activate from this far back. I had pressed E instead of W.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
I hate that self-indulgent crap.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
This self-help
Perhaps he wanted to
crap is
stop by the
awful.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I hate it.
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I forget, how many times do you need to go in there before he says it was okay?
Stanley was so bad
It's
at
random.
following directions, it's incredible
Yeah.
he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision.
Is it still
by
illegal to
yourself.
perform an autopsy on a
I'm
living
not asking
person?
For me, I'm asking for her.
Are you high?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
It's a
yourself.
Tuesday, so I'm
To put
wasted.
your work aside.
It's Wednesday.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly...
Oh, I skipped it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the
Oh,
fire
try
out
to
of the
leave.
oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
What happens if I press a wrong
Now
button?
He's pushing a button. Now
Nothing.
he's eating lunch.
Bro.
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Imagination.
Was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he
Wow,
began to
my
fill it
dinner
with many
turned into
possible
filing
paths
cabinets.
and destinations. Down one
I can't
path
believe
led
I
an
can
enormous
eat the
round
filing
room
cabinets.
with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons.
My
he
wife was
always
the
has.
job this
Nothing
whole
has
time.
changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets
What a
which
loser.
life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
No, I won't. Stream's over. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand?
I couldn't just
every
end it
second
there,
he
although that
remains
would be
here,
really
he's
funny.
electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
There is one more thing
Try
I'm
once
going to
more
do, and
convey
it's something that I
it
said I was
to
going to do a little
I'm
while ago.
compelled to. I must.
Base punch
Perhaps-
freedom
look,
ending,
maybe
let's
this time
go.
I'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
There we go. Oh my god. Unwatchable.
Coworkers were gone. What could it mean?
What could
Stanley
it mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is disorienting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I do like it though.
Yet there was not a single person here
It's
either.
funny.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Although keep in mind, I am very easily amused. I find everything funny.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What the fuck is New Age music?
Music that is from the new age.
New Age music is a genre of music that is meant
Feeling
to
soothed
create
and
artistic
rejuvenated,
inspiration,
Stanley
relaxation,
calmly
and
walked forward
optimism.
into the opened
That says
passageway.
nothing. Like, that says absolutely nothing.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized
He felt a bit peculiar.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now,
Stanley was
when
fat
he
and
realized
ugly and
it
really,
had
really
never
stupid.
occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh,
Hmm?
hold on. Type. Hold on. Okay, do all the buttons.
Do all the buttons?
Yeah, press all the, like, monitor buttons and stuff like that.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Employee
true nature
number
revealed.
fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them.
You're just
Reduced to
names
what?
on a
in this
screen.
place where freedom meant nothing.
So now what?
Press them all.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It
But just
couldn't be
don't go into
true.
the elevator.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
Oh, you can see the bottom.
that his emotions
It's
had
a
been
endless white
manipulated to
void.
accept it blindly?
Okay, wait a while. Look at the other gate.
So now what?
Keep waiting.
Oh. I see.
Then you press. Maybe that one? I can't tell because you face punched all over it. And then the other one. It's the light one. So go back. Yep. Turning it back on.
I want it on. It looks funny.
You press it.
Yo! I win! You never go secret. This is loud, holy shit.
No, he refused to believe it. He
Let's
couldn't
go, it's
accept
still
it.
rainbow.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire
Me
life
giving
utterly
whoever's watching this a
blind to the
seizure.
world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Actually, Countdown might be
Controls
more
labeled
fun.
with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Nah,
over
I'll just do
another
I'll
human
just do the
life.
freedom one.
For he would dismantle the controls
Ah!
once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
I want to see
Unshackled himself
just
from
an
someone
outside
else's
covered with
command.
face punches.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had
There
his
we go.
co-worker
Oh
gone?
god.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Holy
What other
shit.
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed
That's
into the
insane.
chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
But to let
No
go.
longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Holy shit.
Whatever life he lived,
It's just as
it was
good as I
his.
thought it would be.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did. I want to end this now.
Stanley felt the cold breeze upon
Amazing.
his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'll probably stream again at some point in the next couple weeks. Goodbye.